Started.
Okay. Oh, it started before we were chit-chatting there? Sorry about that.
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good evening, everyone. It is now 7:35. I'd like to call the meeting to order. At this time, the next item on the agenda is a roll call. I'll do the roll call. June Prasad, present. Adele Bennett. Adele, present. Okay. George Tate.
Present.
Thank you, George. Margarita Vigilante.
Present.
Thank you, Margarita. Bree Costa.
Present.
Thank you, Bree. Alison French Kenton.
Present.
Thank you. Cheryl Sanders. Cheryl Sanders. Okay, I'm gonna leave her absent. Ozzy Lewis.
Miss Saunders, I think, is a person that has to be excused.
Thank you, Miss Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she had the death in her family last month, and so Ozzy Williams, Lewis. I don't see him here. Simone Sylvester.
Good evening, present.
Thank you, Simone. Ivor Woods.
Present.
Thank you, Ivor. Dan McCain.
Present.
Thank you, Dan. Hazel Martinez.
Present.
Sean Hopkinson. Sean Hopkinson. I didn't call Sonia Clark because she texts me. She's excused. Celia Benin.
Present. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Celia. Tawana Bakary. Tawana Bakary. Janelle Howard. Janelle Howard. Francis Hell.
Present.
Lena Ferguson. Lena Ferguson. Lisa, help me with your last name.
Lonuzzi.
Longuzzi.
Yeah,
Thank
present.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Thank you, everyone. The next item on the agenda is the chairperson's report. A pleasant good evening to everyone. Can you all mute your phone, your computers or phone, please, if it's not muted? A pleasant good evening to everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy holiday and all the best for the new year. Also, I'd like to welcome any new members, and I know we do have a new member with us, Miss Lisa. I'm still going to say Rogers Distributor, but it's Action, correct? Welcome. We have, I think, one new application tonight. Tonight's meeting will be brief. I didn't plan any guest speaker due to the fact it's a couple of days before the holiday. So that ends my report. Are there any questions? Hearing none, moving right along. Minutes, Ms. Fraser, are we still going to be having minutes or we don't?
Yes. Actually, only today we confirmed we are going to have a temp coming in to help us catch up with all outstanding minutes.
Fair enough. You guys heard that? So soon we'll have minutes to vote on.
Yes, it was approved.
Okay.
Funding was approved today. Thank you.
Fair enough. Is there a representative? The next item on the agenda is new business. Is there a representative from Abby's Corner LLC located at 670, 674 Rogers Avenue?
Yes, that's me.
Okay. Can you put your camera on, sir?
Yeah.
Bear with me a minute. Oh, good evening, sir. So this application is a renewal application. It's Abbey Corner LLC located at 670, 674 Rogers Avenue. Like I said before, it's a renewal. It's a full liquor license. It's a restaurant and with a full kitchen. They have recorded music. And sounds good to me. I assume you are a representative or you are the owner, sir?
I'm one of the owners, so it's me and
You're
another.
one of the owner. Awesome.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about your establishment?
Yeah, so my partner basically has been in the food business for over 15 years, came to me right before COVID, 2 years before COVID, to open up his own restaurant. So we partnered up together. We opened it up, actually, the doors opened February 5th of 2020. And then we were forced to close for COVID. We survived basically by support from the community to help us get through it. And we've been around now 4 years. We employ, all of our employees are locally Brooklynites. Some of them are actually residents of CB17. We are, like I said, a full restaurant. We are from 5 p.m., usually the early dinner, all the way through 11. The last seating is usually around 10:15. So we're usually close out by 11:30, right before midnight. We don't have any really weekend. We're closed Friday and Saturday. Sundays regular business hours. And we're very proud to be a staple in the community for the last 4 years.
Okay. I forgot to mention that there's no incident from the police on the police report. I'll now open up the floor for any questions from the committee members. Please raise your hands. If I don't recognize you, just say you have a question, because sometimes I don't see everyone's hand. Are there any questions from the floor?
Yes.
Go right ahead,
Yes.
Adele. Is that you?
Yes.
Go right ahead, ma'am.
I'd like to know the hours of operation.
I think he said that 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m.
And the type of food that you're serving?
The food is mostly fast food. So we serve like wings, burgers, sandwiches, fries, tacos, mostly like I would say fast food.
Nothing specific?
Yes,
That
that stands out.
alcohol.
People are known for our crispy chicken sandwich, which is a kind of a twist on the KFC chicken. We do like something called a Monty burger, which is burger with pulled beef with egg. We have a cheeseburger. Like I said, it's nothing. It's a culinary experience because the flavors that mix with it. But specifically like in the menu in themselves, they're kind of, like I said, staple bar items. Our tacos are unique because they're made on jicama, which is a vegetable, versus your typical tacos when you bite into it falls apart. But like I said, it's pretty standard, I would say, American type food, but just made a little differently.
All right, thank you.
There was another question. I think I heard someone else said something.
Yeah, it's Ivor. I just
Okay,
want to
Ivor.
know where are you located?
We're located on Rogers by the corner of Clarkson Avenue. So if you're coming up Rogers, will be on the left-hand side. You can't really miss. We have murals of sports players on the wall, and we're on the corner where we have our outdoor space has like a beautiful Brooklyn logo, like graffiti that we had an artist do. So it's the corner of Rogers and Clarkson.
The floor is still open for any question for this applicant.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's
So-
okay, Ivor. Go ahead.
You're serving fast food type foods and beverages.
Yes.
How does the alcoholic beverages play into that?
So most people that come usually will order, like, let's say an appetizer or a main, and they'll order a glass of wine or a beer or like a cocktail or just straight up alcohol. If somebody wants to come, we try to ask them to do alcohol and some food. If they don't want, they're not entitled. We can't force it, but we haven't really had any patients come in. We had when it's a game night that some folks will come in with friends. They'll sit down and just order, straight up beer, but then eventually as a watching them, they'll get hungry and they'll end up ordering something. So, but because again, we're a full bar, we don't require them to have any food. During COVID we did, but not now.
Correction, sir. Did you say you're not required to have food?
No, we don't. When somebody comes in and they want to order, let's say just beer,
Oh, okay.
we
That-
can't
just
force
wanna
them
make sure.
food with that.
Okay.
During COVID we did, but now we don't. But it tends to
Right.
be they'll sit down and after 20 minutes they'll be like, okay, can we order some food? So
Got you. No, just for the for Ivor, who is a new member, you know, it's required to have alcohol once you have a liquor license. You know, you're supposed to have alcohol in the
Right.
prep. Okay, just wanted to clear that up for the new members. Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
You're very welcome. So whether it's just sandwiches, wings, burgers, but there must be some sort of food in. Okay. Again, since we only have one application, I'm gonna still have the floor open so we could have Mr. Is it AV?
Yeah.
AV. We could have Mr. AV answer quite a few questions since we have no other application on tonight. Are you okay with that, Mr. AV?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Answer.
okay, Miss Margarita, go ahead. You got the floor.
Two questions. One, what's the capacity of your establishment?
We have two sections. We have the actual indoor restaurant that has capacity for 40, and then we have the yard that we enclosed has capacity for another 20.
Okay, and the other question was, do you have bar seating or is it just all
Yeah.
tables?
No, we have bar seating.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Margarita. Do I hear or do I see any more hands? I think most of my questions was answered.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Adele.
Do they serve turkey burgers or veggie
Uh,
burgers?
You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if anyone else can hear you, but I couldn't hear you clearly.
Burger and veggie burgers.
She wants to know if you have veggie burgers.
No, we don't have veggie, but we do have vegetarian options. Yes.
What about turkey burgers?
No, we don't have any turkey. The ground beef, we have pastrami, chicken, and then a lot of vegetarian options.
Okay.
Okay, I think we can vote since we have a quorum, and I don't think there's any other questions. Am I correct? Okay, hearing none. Give me 1 minute. Okay, June Passad, that would be a yes for me. Adele Bennett? Adele Bennett, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. George Tate?
Yes.
Thank you, George. Margarita Vigilante?
Yes,
Breda Costa?
Yes.
Alison French Kenton?
Yes.
Thank you. Chair, she's not here. Ozzy Lois not here. Simone Sylvester?
Yes.
Ivor Woods?
Yes.
Thank you. Danielle McCain?
Yes.
Hazel Martinez?
Yes.
Thank you. Celia Bedding? Celia Bedding?
Yes.
Thank you. Tawana, oh, she's not here. She's
Yeah, I'm
not
here.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, Tawana, sorry. How do you
Tawa,
vote?
Tawa, yes.
Tawa? Tawa,
Yes.
sorry, Tawa. How do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Francis Pell? Francis Pell, how do you vote?
Did you hear me?
No, I did not.
Yes.
Thank you. Lisa, I'm not going to try to pronounce your name yet until I learn it. Lisa, how do you vote? The last name. Lonzu. I can't hear you, Lisa. You're on mute. You gotta say yes. Unmute yourself, please.
Yes, Lisa Lanuzzi, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we have 14 yes, We did have a quorum. So, Mr. Avery, I'm sure you received a letter advising you that this is a 2-day process. The community board meeting is tomorrow evening, and you have all details of that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the Commerce Committee is mainly a recommendation to the general board, where the board members will vote tomorrow night, and that will be the final decision of whether a recommendation will be sent to the state legal authority or not, depending on the vote tomorrow night. We thank you for coming before the Commerce Committee of CB 17. If you would like, feel free. Your services is completed at this time. And we will see you tomorrow evening, and we will continue the meeting with the rest of our members.
Perfect. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. Okay, moving right along, everyone. So I am going to do something a little creative tonight, since we have no guest speaker. I am going to open the floor up to each member, and I will call your name as you appear on the agenda. And if you would like to say something, whether it's to wish everyone a happy holiday, whether you want to talk about something you think the committee can improve on or not improve on, or anything, it's considered like an open mic per se. And I'm gonna skip myself because you guys have heard me speak over, I've already given a report, and maybe I speak last. I'll open the floor up to Adele. Adele Bennett.
Yes, I would like to wish everybody a happy, joyous New Year, and very Merry Christmas. But I also like to look into a lot of these illegal smoke shops in the area and the problems that they're bringing into this community.
Okay, point taken. Unfortunately, Detective Skin is not with us tonight.
Yeah, he's here.
He's here?
Yes,
Oh, you're here? Okay, so before I do my open mic, I'll give him I didn't see him on the call. I'm sorry. Detective Skinner? Oh yeah, it's right there. I'm wearing glasses and I don't see. Detective Skinner, I'd like to welcome you to the meeting, and I will open the floor for you to bring us greetings.
Hey, good night, everyone. Detective Skinner from 6-7 Community Affairs Office. My report's short. I want to wish everybody a happy, healthy holiday. Let me just kick right into it. So far, we've been down in crime for the year. Despite what the media shows, we actually are down in crime, which is a good thing. We're down in homicides. We're down in robberies. We're down in felony assaults for a year. Well, not year to date, but for a month, for the 28-day period. We're also down in burglaries, which is actually a good thing too, because at one point we saw that we were getting a lot of commercial places being like these new construction sites being burglarized for like the copper wire, construction materials, etc. Year to date now for we have 180 gun arrests with 136 guns recovered. So that's accomplishment. And it was not just from the cops, but it's also from everybody that also lives in the community that sees something and say something that helps us out. We are also we've been doing enforcement on Linden Boulevard. I know that was one situation that somebody had brought up at one of the meetings. I can't remember which meeting it was. Our traffic safety team been doing more enforcement along the corridors of Linden Boulevard and along the corridors of Utica Avenue and Church. So that's something else that I just wanted to give you guys updated with that. Also, too, it's the holiday seasons. Please be aware of scams. Please. A lot of people have been getting calls. I actually got called on the job phone in the office today from a scammer. So just please, be advised, and just please be, careful of any type of scamming that goes on. If something doesn't feel right, hang up the phone, call your bank back, or go into your bank personally. That's all I have on as far as like the report. As far as addressing the illegal smoke shops, that is not solely up to the police department. That task is tasked with the sheriff's department. The police department also assists, but that task been mainly given to the sheriff's department on that aspect of it.
Thank you so much, Detective Skinner. You guys have any question for him before he gets off the call?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adele. Then
Yeah,
George.
he says it's up to the police department, whether it's up to the sheriff's department, but cannot the police department catalog these illegal businesses so they can refer it to the sheriff's department?
I can't hear you. You're breaking
Yeah,
up.
Adele,
Yes.
your reception is not very clear. I think what she said.
Only one tower in my area.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I think she said if the sheriff department do bring these complaints to the police department. Was that what you said?
Now,
No, the sheriff's department has
police department,
authority.
sheriff's department.
Oh, the police department brings it to the sheriff department.
No. So the police department, we can actually do our own investigation as far as like if we see something that's out of place, like for example, we go in and do inspections to see if they have their licenses up and stuff like that, or to see if they are selling or like what they're supposed to be selling. You guys got to understand, with a lot of these illegal smoke shops, it's under the umbrella of selling tobacco, right? So if we go in there and they're selling tobacco, that's
There-
something that okay, we're
Yeah.
all right, we see that. But if we go in there and they're selling marijuana, that's a different story. Now, yes, we can find them. Yes, we can, bring it to the sheriff's department or whatever like that. But we can't just shut them down. That is where the sheriff department comes in and they do a further investigation to say, okay, how long have they been doing that? So that's what the thing about with these smoke shops is just because you see it says smoke shop, if they are selling tobacco in there, right? That is basically the umbrella of how
Which they're going
opening
on.
up, right? How they're opening up these
Yep,
shops.
correct.
They're hiding behind it.
Of course, we all know that. Yeah, they're hiding behind, and that's why they're getting away with it because of that.
Right.
Yes, and not just tobacco. They're selling all these other little
Yes. they're selling,
paraphernalia that is legal. Yes. Mhm.
right, like a lot of these gummies and stuff like that
Right.
are being sold
Yeah,
under the radar.
all of them. Look like a scammer. Saturday, I was in the McDonald's on Kings Highway. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
Right. And I think some teenage kids in there. I think it was Saturday. And they were like between 15, 16, 17 years old. And they were in there cutting up and rolling. You can smell it through the whole building. It stank. Everybody complained.
Well, again, Adele, technically it is legal. So,
The kids,
well, yeah,
teenager.
yeah. All right. Was there another person had? I think was it George? Was it you who had your?
Yes,
Okay.
it was
Adele,
me.
take your hands down, please, so George can have the floor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, George.
Hello, Detective Skinner. How are you?
Hey, Mr. Tate.
Okay. I have a quick question as regards, well, two. One is you did mention that you guys were covering construction sites because of they were stealing copper and all that. But I've noticed over the last week or so that the construction site for the Shirley Chisholm Recreation Center, which used to have coverage, it has not been covering it at all. So I don't know if that's due to budget cuts, but that's one spot that I think we should emphasize the coverage to make sure they finish the center on time, because it's something that's needed in the community. I don't know if you could, what's the reason why they took off the cover? I believe it was last week, the first time I noticed that they're no longer over there.
You're talking about when they had the cops in front where the park is?
Yeah, by right there on Foster and near Nostrum. Yeah,
Yeah, so the thing about it is we do directed patrols at some of these construction sites. Those two cops were there. We had them there for a while. It wasn't for that. We had them there for a while for our presence because of the fact of the gang activity that was going on in that area.
so that
So like
I
the
believe-
sector, so like the sectors themselves, they would go around to the different areas and they'll do what we call a directed patrol. So they would actually go and
No,
stay there.
no, I'm not talking about the foot patrol. I'm talking about they had like what they call it. It's not a truck, like it's like one of those. It looks close to one of those recreation vehicles that
Yeah.
they have.
Yeah, the big, like the big,
Yeah.
yeah, that was there. Yeah, that was there because of the gang activity that was going on.
Okay, and that's my next question. Is
Yeah.
the gang activity because there's been, I don't want to say a lot of shooting, but there've been a number of shooting, like around the Clarendon, like they had one.
So that even though they move that particular van, they still have the cops there.
Oh,
So even though they move that, the cops, that's still like a permanent post that we still have as of right now.
okay, guys. I know that we got a couple of hits in the area, like 26 and Cortelio, and then there was one in Clarendon by 29th, and the other one a couple of months ago and by the gas station. So that's why I was wondering if this heavy gang activity that we need to worry about in the area.
No, actually, to be honest, knock some wood. I don't want to speak too fast, but because of the fact that the guys have been there, it actually subsided a bit. But even though it subsided a bit, we don't want to like not keep the presence there because we know obviously we take the presence, it goes back.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Not a
Okay,
problem.
thank you, George. Detective Skin, I have one for you, and I think that would be your final question. So I have received several calls regarding let's say from legal license establishments.
Uh-huh.
Detective Skinner, can you hear me?
Yes.
I said, this is Ms. Chairperson. I said I have received several phone calls complaining. The phone calls are from legal licensed restaurants and bar complaining about the illegal restaurants or lounge or event space, etc. Their complaint is that I know in the past we've had inspectors who have been very strong on enforcement. And I have to give Pat where Pat is deserved. The inspector here, help me out with his name. I'm bad at names. Has been very not very not strong on the enforcement, which is good. We want for him to be somewhere in the center because the licensed establishment are feeling a squeeze from the illegal establishments because they are allowed to operate. They sell their drinks cheaper or whatever else they're selling cheaper, and it's affecting the licensed establishments and it's putting a toll on their businesses. I want you to take this back to him. I will bring this up at the meeting tomorrow if he attends. He hasn't been attending. That is something that we want to there should be some kind of enforcement, not totally.
Is this like event halls that you're talking about, or is it like an actual restaurant that selling liquor that doesn't have like a liquor license?
So the complaints are coming from the legal establishment about the
illegal. Right, about the illegal. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Is it like the illegal establishment, meaning like the event halls? Or is
right, well, there's several of them. There are events hall, there's some illegal bars that you and I know. We know of a big one on Farragut Road. Don't let's get started there with Miss Margarita. Don't let us get started with that one. And there's some others that you may know. Some we know about. Some
no. The reason why I asked that question is because the ones that normally like that basically are problematic. Our club team, like they constantly do enforcement every weekend.
They do?
Yeah, they write summonses, they make arrests if need be. But the thing about it is as far as pushing it to that point that we can get them nuisance and abated, I have to speak to the sergeant about that because I know he was saying that it's not easy as it used to be to actually get them shut down. But they do enforcement. They do enforcement. I will stand and say because many nights I have been late with them, and these guys are there doing enforcement. So that I would have to say that I can't sit here and say, well, nah, they're not, because sometimes I'm with them. Pass by. But at the same time too, If there is any other spots that we don't know about, definitely let us know because obviously
Okay.
it's a big precinct. I mean, we don't know. There could be a
Every
hole in the wall spot behind a building that we don't know. You know, like
Very.
I don't know if you remember on Snyder Avenue, there was a legal gambling place in a building, and there was a shooting there. This was my gosh, I want to say the beginning. I want to say several months ago. I can't remember exactly what month. We didn't even know that that was going on because several years ago there was a robbery there, and when we went and we found out what it was, basically did what we had to do, and let's just say the building owners weren't so cooperative, and apparently it went right back up, and we couldn't even nuisance and abate it.
Gotcha.
So it used to be easier, but now it's a little bit tougher just to if we have a problematic spot where we can say, okay, this is the amount of summons we issued, this is the amount of calls we have, we want to put it in for this.
Okay, well, it was a valid concern. I just had to bring it to you.
No, definitely let us know what some of the spots are.
Mhm.
You can email me and my partner the spots, and I'll speak to the
Right.
team and let them know.
Fair enough. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, dear.
Have a happy holiday and thank you for joining us today.
Everyone have a
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question on my side?
I
My
do.
apologies. My apologies. One more, Mr. Detective Skinner. Go ahead. You have the floor, Simone.
Thank you so much. So Detective Skinner, you mentioned that crime is down. And one crime that I see consistently, especially on Church Avenue, along Utica Avenue, is shoplifting. I see when they walk in with their IKEA bag, kind of ready to steal. And the Walgreens they seem to be helpless. I actually have to ask permission to buy toothpaste. I have to ask permission to buy paper towel because everything is locked up. Everything. I mean, I walked in one Saturday and I'm like, I thought Bounty was on sale. He said, yeah, the guy came in with a big kind of construction bag and just put everything in the bag. So I guess just in terms of crime, do you find that the shoplifting is going down? Do you find that the establishments?
Shoplifting. That's why I didn't mention that. Petty larcenies.
I'm sorry.
Throughout the city. No, I'm sorry. Shoplifting throughout the city has been ridiculous since 2020, and one of the main reasons is because I'm gonna be quite frank. It's a slap on the wrist. They get arrested depending what the amount is. Anything that's less than $1,000 is a misdemeanor. And what happens is they get a desk appearance ticket or they go to court and they get released again and they're back at the establishment doing it again. So once they keep it under a certain dollar amount, which is less than $1,000, it's just considered a petty larceny. If it's over $1,000, now it bumps up to a grand larceny, which is a felony. But that's something that is out of our hands. That's the legal aspect as far as the courts having, and to actually say, something, we got to try to change that because people are just literally stealing. And I want to say we had one guy, he went into the Walgreens on Church Avenue and Nostrand. This was like a year ago. He stole $500 or something worth of stuff. He went back in there at noon. He stole about 6 and change. He went back there on the 44th and he stole, I want to say 5 and change. So you add that up, that's over $1,000. But the eyes of the courts, they're all misdemeanor offenses and they're all petty larceny. And we locked them up, and guess what? It came out what I want to say 1 o'clock because courts close at 1. He came out next day. He went back and did it again. So it's something that really has to change as far as the further aspect of the courts and like the laws as far as changing that as far as being a little bit more tougher on people that's committing petty larcenies because it's long history or long raps like they're basically recidivist.
Gotcha. Thank you, Detective Skinner. Thank
Night,
you so
everyone.
much. All right, have a good night.
So,
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Okay, so can somebody mute mute yourself unless you're speaking, please. I don't know who's Sharif, can you tell who's giving that feedback?
Just muted.
Okay.
There's
All right.
only one unmuted now.
So Adele, we heard from Adele. So the next person is George. I'm giving you an opportunity to say a few words, whether it's something that concern you, something, or just greetings, whatever. It's open mic session.
That's okay. Just want to wish everyone happy holidays, a healthy and a prosperous new year. And basically, my concern is again the illegal smoke shops that are selling we know they're selling marijuana, and unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it.
No.
It poses a certain danger because I see, yeah, I keep hearing in the news about they getting robbed, and there's been some shooting and stabbing in a couple of them. Not that many in Brooklyn. There's been more in Queens and in the Bronx, but you know, where was start one place in one borough, it seems to filter into the other boroughs.
Fair
But
enough.
that's my concern basically.
Okay, point well taken. Well
Yeah.
taken. All right. Margarita Vigilante, you have the open mic session.
Yes, hi everyone. I just also want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and any other holiday that you celebrate. Happy holidays. And that's about it. I don't have any complaints, and it's useless to complain about the smoke shops, and it's useless to complain about anything these days because nothing is being done in the city. But I don't want to end on that downer, so just Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bria DeCasta, you got the open mic section.
Oh, okay. Yep, just wanting to wish everyone a Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. Happy holidays. I think no issues specifically. Again, echoing what Margarita just said, the smoke shops are kind of what they are. So, I mean, what are you going to do? I think the thing I'm looking forward to most, though, is finding out more about the bid for Utica or Church Avenue that, we've heard about from our councilwoman. We're hoping that they will be willing to come to the meeting and share some details about whatever it is they're thinking, just so it's, not coming as a
So-
surprise to anyone. So I'd just like
Right.
more information on that maybe in the new year.
So in response to that, Brie, I did invite to them. The last meeting, I personally told Daniel about the meeting, and he put it in the schedule, and there was a no-show. So I could only do about so much. They were invited because I told him that, members were asking to get an update. I will do that
I
again.
appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. Moving right along, Alison French Kenton, you have open mic session. Alison French Kenton,
Can you hear me?
now we can.
Okay, just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and the best for the new year.
Thank you.
Okay.
Same to you as well.
Thanks.
Simone Sylvester, you have the open mic session.
Hello, everyone. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy winter. I have a suggestion.
Sure.
Maybe as the Commerce Committee, maybe in the spring or in a couple of months, we could actually do like a small business crawl where we maybe have a meeting in one of the small businesses, whether it's a restaurant, in person versus virtual. That's it.
Okay, good point. I was trying to do that for Christmas, but it was kind of hard to even. I'm not even sure if we're allowed to do in-person meeting for the committees. I know we can do that for Ms. Fraser can probably enlighten me on that. It may not necessarily have to be a meeting, but it can be a get-together. But again, we do events and we don't get a whole lot of participation. As you know, you may know, the last expo we had 2 representatives from the Commerce Committee. Some people couldn't make it, and I quite understand that. This is why I do events different times. Like I would have the breakfast for those who are home, they can come to that. I had the sumptuous sample is in the evening after work, so for those people, you know, can come to that. The expo was on a Saturday for those who are not available during the week to come. I try to do that, you know, to facilitate that everyone could kind of find a chance to come to one of them. So, but that's a good point. Okay. Ivor Woods, you got open mic session.
Oh, I don't know if you want to give me open mic.
Yeah, just be brief, Ivor. I know
Merry
you can't have a
Christmas to
whole lot
all.
of complaints. You're a new member.
I don't have any complaints. I want to say thank you to all of you for all that you've given to the community, for all that you allowed me to learn from you. You all are great individuals, and I am so grateful for you all. There's no complaints. Everything
Thank you
is
so much.
and you guys are wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivor. Right back at you. Okay. Danny McCain, you got open mic, please.
Unmute yourself.
We can't hear you.
Holidays.
Thank you, Danny.
Is that better? I do have one question, because a lot of time, which I just don't know my role or our role when we're looking at some of these recommendations. So for instance, I'll use the 2. One today, which is Abe's Corner. They're on my corner. They're good neighbors. I could have easily said they're on my corner and they're good neighbors, but I didn't. I just let the process play out. And last month, there's a place, it was like on Utica off of Church Avenue. I think it's the old Executive Lounge. I know the guy. He's good. He's good people. Am I weighing in, or am I just asking questions? Because so far I've only heard people sort of ask questions from the proprietor, not so much our community input.
Gotcha.
So I just want to know what's appropriate.
So you are allowed to talk about an establishment that you feel is doing a good thing in the community, so that your other board members who are not familiar with that establishment will listen to that. But of course, everyone has a right to their own vote, how they feel to vote. So yes, you can do that. You can ask questions, and you can also talk about the goodness of a establishment. No harm in that. I have done that. I have done that in the past. The Footprints restaurant, because I've known him for years. So yes,
I don't want to walk around like a walking commercial for every bar on Church Avenue, but at the same time,
some people may not like you for that.
They're a decent soul, you know, they do stuff, they run community things, they give out toys for Christmas. I know it, you know. Anyway, thank you.
This is why we have 20 committee members, 20 committee members, and we have 50 board members. Everyone is not going to vote for or against this, you know, that's why you have a large room. So you vote how you feel to vote. Okay? And the majority, of course, is what counts. All right. Thank you for that, Dan.
And happy holidays.
The very same to you as well. Hazel Martinez, you're on open mic.
Good evening. I am just probably I want to wish everyone, first of all, a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate, and all the best for the new year. My concern is that I've lived in a community a very long time, and I am just disturbed about the deterioration that I see. The businesses in the community don't really do anything to enhance the community at all. And most of their customers don't live here or care, and we have to put up with a lot of their garbage and disrespect of our community in general. And we don't have a variety of anything. The only thing we have a lot of is smoke shops and alcoholic establishments. And I don't see we don't have a variety in restaurants. We don't have anything. And it's very sad to see. And some of them could use a lot of really a lot of restoration or refurbishing or something. What is here? But that's all I have. I mean, but no one really, I don't see that anyone really cares about what goes on in the community actually at this point. There's no enforcement of any kind. We have, a lot of businesses being run right on the street. And that's, I don't see it getting better. I see it getting worse. So I'm hoping 2024 might be better.
Point well taken. And I think COVID and the economy had a lot to do with that as well. A lot of businesses are going under, not just looking run down or shut down, but a lot of them are going out of business as well. And but it's a very valid point, Hazel. I keep calling you Allison. My apologies. For those who don't know, her daughter is Allison. I'm not calling her a name that's not associated with her. Thank you for that point, Ms. Martinez. Celia Bedding, you on open mic? Celia?
Yes. First, I'm just going to share a little sad news. 2 Wednesdays ago, we lost a co-worker from my job. She was well. Nothing was wrong with her as far as we knew. Got on the train the Wednesday and suddenly fell ill and died by 8 o'clock.
My condolences. So sorry.
So I just want to say that, December, Christmas time is a time where we're supposed to be celebrating the birth of Jesus, if you believe in, if you're a Christian or whatever your faith is, to just take a moment and be nice to your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers, because you just never know. It's a shock to us on the job. Everybody's walking around in a daze because nobody saw this coming. So just, regardless of what you feel about someone, you don't like them, you like them, whatever, just try to be nice, because you just don't know. 2 Wednesdays ago with my coworker, who knows who could be tomorrow.
Yeah, agree.
So going forward, let's just try to have the best holiday season as we can and look forward to a prosperous new year. That's all I can say at this time.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Moving right along, Miss Tawan, God, I always pronounce her name wrong. Bakary, Miss Bakary, are you there?
Yes. Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy holidays to everyone. I don't have anything to say at this moment.
Thank you very much. You just said something, right? Mr. Pell, Francis Pell, you got open mic? Anything you would like to share? You're mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Happy holidays to everyone. As a new member, one of the things that I do is to listen and get acquainted with the process. So from time to time, I'll just be taking in information. I just want to say to Daniel's point, I've been to that establishment on Rogers and Clarkson, because I live 2 blocks away from there, and it's a pretty good spot. So, and also, as to how we approach certain things, a lot of it has to do with how we holding our city council members accountable. What happens in our community, we get lackadaisical and we only react when things happen rather than be proactive. And when we do that, things will always hit us in the head. So just going forward, as I'm, taking in this new adventure, I would like to say thanks to the Community Board 17 and for the Commerce Community Board also for, having me here so I could learn something different. I used to be on the Community Board years ago, and then I went and did some business, and so now I'm coming back full. So I just want to say thank you and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you that you're back, and we would like to welcome you as a new member as well. Lisa, before you speak, I want to say I'm so excited to have this young lady on my committee. You all know I like to have business owners on the committee since it's a commerce committee, and Lisa makes our second business owner committee member. Well, third, so to speak. Lisa, welcome.
Thank you.
Got open mic.
Well, June, thank you very much for having me and to the Commerce Committee members as well. I look forward to contributing as a member as much as I could. I always admired June for the time that I know her, and now I am honored to be on her committee.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just a little bit about me and my family. My father started the beverage business on Rogers and Clarendon Road in 1966, and we've been there. And then we moved over to Rogers and Avenue D, and now we've been on Glenwood Road, like between East 45th and East 46th, and we've been there about 16 years. So we've been a staple in the neighborhood for quite some time, and I'm now more involved in the business and looking forward to enhancing the community as much as I can contribute. So thank you, and I'm very excited to be here and to be part of this committee.
Thank you, Lisa. And I will be coming to you for donation like I always do before you even were a committee member. And she would always donate. I'm not going to lie. Always. She knows me. And that's where we know each other from. Me just going into the store to support and begging. You know, I have no shame in begging for my community. Thank you so much. That ends our open mic. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. Are there any unfinished business? Alison French Canton, you got the floor, or is it yours?
It's an accident.
Sure. Okay. Any unfinished business? Hearing none. Oh, I should have spoke. Sorry. I want to thank each and every one of you for being on the committee. I know it can be challenging sometimes with our personal life to make the time to be a member of the Commerce Committee. I want to tell you that I value you, I value your opinion, and I continue to work. I would like to continue working with you. I just need a little bit more participation on when we have events, because in numbers there's strength. We look kind of poor when we have an event and there's like 2 committee members or 3 committee members. So again, I don't expect everyone to come out at all the events, but if you can, try to come out and participate as much as possible, because sometimes we do need help. All right. I want to wish everyone a happy holidays and all the best for the new year. I think I did that before. If there's no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? As promised, it would be a short meeting, and it is going to be a short meeting. Can I have a motion to adjourn, and may I have a second?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
George State. Margarita Vigilante, of course. Have a good night, everyone. Happy holidays.
Good night. Merry Christmas, everyone.
See you next year. All right. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for your service.
Merry Christmas, all.
Happy holidays.
Come on.